What ended the relationship between you and your sibling? My brother Connor and I had been inseparable since childhood. Fishing trip, sports clubs, you name it, we did it. We had an interesting dynamic. He was the loud one who always wanted to be the center of attention, and I was the quieter one who let him. But then I became a dad, and things changed. My daughter Mia was born with a rare autoimmune condition that left her in pain more often than not. My wife passed away a few years ago, and I've been raising Mia on my own ever since. It's been hard, but we've made it work. I never asked for praise. I just wanted her to feel safe and loved. A few months ago, I got promoted to head of the English department at the high school I've been teaching at for years. My family threw a dinner to celebrate. It should have been a good night, but Mia had a flare-up that evening. Her joints were inflamed, her arms bruised up, and she started limping. I kept an eye on her the whole time, gave her meds, helped her sit comfortably, made sure she had enough water. My in-laws were there, and at one point I overheard them telling someone how proud they were of me, how they felt Mia was lucky to have a dad like me. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but I noticed Connor sitting off to the side with a drink in his hand and a look on his face that didn't match the celebration. The next morning, CPS showed up at my front door. They told me they'd received a report of suspected abuse. They said someone had called in with concerns about Mia's bruises and claimed she wasn't getting proper medical care. I stood there holding the door open while they explained they'd need to see the house, take photos, and speak to Mia alone. I watched my daughter walk into her room with a stranger and close the door. I felt like I was standing in someone else's life. After they left, I stayed up all night gathering every piece of documentation I could find. Medical records, prescriptions, statements from her doctors. I called her specialist crying on the phone asking if they'd talk to CPS. He said of course, but it didn't stop there. Mia started acting different at school. She was quieter. She flinched when people touched her arm. One of her teachers called and asked if everything was okay at home. The second CPS visit landed on one of her bad days. Her hair was greasy because washing it hurt her scalp. Her bed wasn't made because she hadn't gotten out of it until noon. The worker made notes. I watched again, helpless. Then I read the official report, and that's when something clicked. Whoever reported us knew too much. They mentioned things only family would know. Things about our schedule, about where Mia's meds were stored, about our laundry routine. I knew right then someone close had done this. It all came out at a therapy session CPS required. Mia had been holding it in, but then she started crying and said she heard Uncle Connor on the phone telling someone, "Those bruises don't come from arthritis." I felt my chest tighten. My parents were furious. They cornered Grace, Connor's wife, that night. She denied it at first, but I could see it in her eyes. Later, she came to me and told me everything. She said Connor hated me because I was a dad. He said he felt invisible next to me. He thought our family always saw me as the better man. He had been struggling with infertility for years, and seeing me take care of Mia had eaten him alive. We tried to bring the family together for dinner to clear the air. Connor showed up late and drunk. He immediately started with jabs about how perfect everyone thought I was. My parents tried to calm him down. Grace looked like she wanted to sink into the floor. Then Connor said something about how concerned he'd been for Mia. That's when Grace snapped. She told everyone that Connor had timed the CPS call to land during my promotion evaluation at school. My hands went numb. My dad stood up, red in the face. Then Connor screamed, "He doesn't deserve to be a father." His voice cracked. He didn't mean to say it, but it was all there. Every bit of resentment. I pulled out my phone. I'd recorded the conversation just in case. I sent it straight to the CPS caseworker the next morning. She called me back, said the case was being closed, no evidence, false reporting, a criminal offense in our state. It was over, officially, but not really. My parents told Connor to leave their house and not come back. Grace packed a bag and went to stay with her sister. I didn't speak to Connor for months, and I wish it stayed that way. But then Mia didn't come home from school one day. I couldn't tell you what Connor did to Mia here. The full story is on my channel and linked below.